Hello and welcome to the first ever Best of the Worst Spotlight video, where we talk about one singular movie on Best of the Worst.
That's right, Jay. Best of the Worst started because we would all have bad movie night. And we would watch terrible films, and then we decided this would make for a fun show.
We should just film us watching terrible movies.
And talking about them afterwards.
Yeah.
The problem with that is there are many terrible, enjoyable films we watched before they were part of an episode.
It's also movies that we can probably elaborate on more than a regular Best of the Worst, because we're getting in 3 movies and we're trying to keep the episodes relatively short.
So if you really want us to go super in-depth on a shitty B movie that you're never going to see, this is the place to tune in.
This is the show for you.
This is the show for poo.
Oh.
Well, the first film that we selected is... Well, the first film that we selected is a classic. You've probably never heard of it, but it's a classic to us. Why, it's a film called Hollywood Cop. From the director of Samurai Cop.
Mike,
What?
this is Hollywood Homicide starring Harrison Ford.
Oh,
Remember Josh Hartnett?
Who was he?
here's the real film with people that are not in the movie on the cover. This looks like Patrick Swayze.
I don't know what's going on. It's a shame because we have, as you've probably seen on Best of the Worst, we have a Hollywood Cop poster in the screening room. Its original theatrical poster is amazing. It looks like the Miami Connection poster, where that was like done later, and it's sort of like there's an ironic quality to it.
It's not a fan-made thing?
No, that's an actual poster, and it accurately represents everything that's in the movie, which is also rare on Best of the Worst.
Well, this case is clearly an attempt by someone to purchase the rights to a shitty, forgotten B movie and repackage it to look like a real movie.
I don't know what they're going for with this cover.
Just
All I know is that it's a 5-day rental, and we've had it for 6 years now.
That's coming out of your paycheck. Yeah, I don't know who that is, and that looks like Patrick Swayze.
Well, that kind of looks like Harrison Ford. Is this the prequel to Hollywood Homicide?
That hooker last night. That was a guy.
But like we said, this is an early Amir Shirvan movie, who directed such classic films as Samurai Cop.
Would you like to fuck me?
Bingo.
Killing American Style.
Isn't there supposedly another lost one out there?
There's a couple out there, yeah. There's Young Rebels, which we have not seen, and then there's something with Gypsy in the title.
Is it Gypsy Cop?
Gypsy Cop. Well, that's the interesting thing about Hollywood Cop, is that it's essentially a trial run for Samurai Cop.
Yeah, it has all the same hallmarks. Amir Shirvan is trying to perfect or recreate the buddy cop movie from the 80s, the Lethal Weapon formula.
Which is funny because that already perfected it.
Yeah. The weird thing is, he actually becomes more incompetent the longer his career went along.
What's the timeline? What was first?
Hollywood Cop, followed by Killing American Style, followed by Samurai Cop. And Samurai Cop is the worst one. How does that happen?
It's just like falling apart as he goes. He gets more and more jaded and he runs out of money.
I think money's a big issue because Samurai Cop, you have shots that don't match, like the color temperature doesn't match. This movie, all the shots go together. And that's the only positive I will give the movie.
Don't be a goddamn fool!
What is Hollywood Cop about? We have to establish that first. What's the plot, Rich?
The plot is that these criminals, mafia criminal, whatever, one of the other criminals stole their money. And so they're going to kidnap the child of the guy who stole the money and extort the money out of the family.
Now, you got a complete layout of the ranch?
Every square.
Everything?
Every
you
square
know
inch.
it inside out?
I swear
thoroughly?
I can do it blindfolded.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Joe Fresno is the guy that steals the money, but he hides it in the attic of Grandma's house. A filthy house.
One of many filthy locations in every Amir Sherivan
Isn't
movie.
it the house they're living in?
I guess so. It's like a hippie commune, it looks like.
So his purpose is that he's dying of blood cancer. So he steals $6 million from bad guys, hides it in his own house, then leaves his wife
Without telling her
And
about
small
the money.
child.
and small child without telling her about the money, so that he could party it up in his backyard with a bunch of bimbos while he's dying of blood cancer. And this, of course, sets off a chain of events that causes the mob to retaliate by kidnapping his son and murdering everyone who comes across them. So about 40 to 50 people die because of this guy's stupid plot.
Fuck that other kid!
Fuck the goat!
I don't know that they kill everybody. We never see the goat get shot. And it's the exact same location, too, where they had the shootout in Killing American style, too.
Well, that's our theory. Yeah. There's like horse stables and shit everywhere.
It's got to be the same location.
Probably.
It's got to be.
What do you want from us? Go away! Go away!
Come on!
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
The kid, he gets abducted, and they keep him in the kitchen, I guess, with no supervision.
You better be behaving yourself, boy. I got my bad dog here.
It's some weird grandma house.
It's one of many grandma houses that have been featured in Amir Sherivan movies, but they also have this vicious dog.
I know that you're kidding. Listen, I like dogs. I had me a goat, but when I get out of here, I'm gonna get me a dog. Dogs are better. They understand better. You understand, don't you?
And immediately the kid bonds with the dog, and it makes you think that the movie is written by the kid.
It's a classic scene.
The dog understands every word he's saying.
Yeah.
I've got to get out of here. I want to play with you, and I want to see, but I have to see my mom.
So the kid's like, help me escape. And then the dog doesn't do anything except scare the shit out of the kid at one point.
The plot is building towards, oh, this dog is going to unhook that latch. Nope. It's like they couldn't get the dog to do it.
Yeah.
So the kid had to reach over himself to take it off.
At least take the dog's hand and like get a super close up and have it go.
Like a little puppet hand, maybe.
Having the real dog's paw. Super close up is great. It's like they didn't care when they're making this film. It's like they didn't try their best.
And then they just shoot the dog and they get the kid back, and then that scene had no purpose.
Sure, it was a failed escape attempt.
That one of three.
And so then the mother of the child goes to the cops, who I guess just aren't going to help this kidnapped young white boy. Like he's white and everything. He's the whitest kid ever. And the cops aren't doing anything about it. This is completely unrealistic.
Hey, Deb, how's business today?
Hey, how you doing, Turk?
Give me one of your best.
Why didn't you keep that? It's on me.
Oh, you go ahead and take it.
No, you keep it.
Okay.
Rogue cop tough guy, dirty, hairy, Mel Gibson, Turk cop.
Turk. His real last name is Turquoise. For short, they call him Turkey. And for the short version, they call him Turk.
I think once they called him Turquoise too.
It's what I literally just said.
He literally just said it.
Well, this is very important. He's like, oh, there's cop shenanigans going on across the street.
Tell you what, why don't you keep this warm for me, okay?
Keep it warm for me, which is a samurai cop connection.
Oh, it's up and ready. You just keep it warm.
It's warm and ready.
And then the mother walks, who's that guy? Oh, he's a cop that can help you.
That hot dog vendor knows all about what's going on.
He's Turk. Turk, who's that? He's a cop. He is? He's a good cop. Really? Yeah. I wonder if maybe he might be able to help me.
The police station couldn't, but that random guy with a mullet probably can.
How come I don't remember any of this? After she sees him by the hot dog stand, she patiently waits for him to go handle the rape scene.
The most uncomfortable.
The culturally sensitive rape scene.
But there's a rape and or robbery in progress, is what they say.
Near as we can figure, it's a rape and robbery in progress.
So what the hell are you guys waiting for?
Lieutenant Maxwell's coming.
Oh yeah, with what, the fucking cavalry? By the time he gets here, they'll have raped the guy too. Come on.
The lieutenant has to show up, even though we're cops. We're responding to an emergency.
Yeah.
We have to wait for the lieutenant for no reason. So it shows that Amir Shirvan has a very clear understanding of the workings of the police.
You want backup on site. It's actually the right call.
What the fuck do you know? There's a lady screaming in a hotel room. Turk shows up, and then a gun battle ensues.
A very awkward hallway chase / gun battle.
Look, Turk failed his police negotiation courses. He's more of a just shoot at everyone until they die kind of guy, you know?
Do something, will ya? Look, mister, I know this guy just fucked your wife, but he's our prisoner now, so how about backing off, okay?
And Hollywood Cop is like, look, I know he fucked your wife.
And he doesn't really even know that.
He has dishonored me. My law says his life now is mine.
See, like in a normal movie, the point of this scene would be to show how spectacular our hero is, because he does something amazing.
But not in this movie.
No, it's like the victim who does something amazing with his sword.
Yeah. Well, then we cut to the police station, and this is where this movie trumps Samurai Cop, in that movie also has the chief that's angry all the time, but this movie has the chief that's angry all the time, played by Cameron Mitchell.
Yes.
God damn it.
And I think this was our introduction to Cameron Mitchell.
3 people are dead. 1 officer wounded.
A man in our custody lost his head. An officer lost his hand.
And McKay is still in the John, puking his guts out.
Years and years back when we first watched this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think we realized who he was or the significance and importance he would have on our life as the years went on. But he's a great police chief in this. So much so that we homage him several times in Space Cop.
Yeah, Space Cop.
Space Cop!
Chief, I'm right here.
I need a Tums.
He's got the Tums.
Yeah.
He's got the Tums.
The commissioner's on my ass. I get gas. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Right now, because of you, I gotta go to the bathroom.
He says that Hollywood Cop gives him so much grief that he's got gas all the time and it's like a Tums festival.
He doesn't say that. That's Samurai Cop.
What?
He doesn't have the Tums festival line.
Yes, he does. Cameron Mitchell does. Yes. The
I
movie that we just watched.
I don't remember hearing Tums Festival.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
Cameron Mitchell says Tums Festival.
You're thinking of the other guy from Samurai Cop.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
We literally just watched this
I
movie.
don't remember Tums Festival.
I don't either, Jay.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
I referenced it while we were just rewatching it. The Tums Festival.
Tums festival.
That was Samurai Cop.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
He wrote.
I am 115% sure you're
Let's
wrong.
go to the footage.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
I'm right.
Tums festival.
I'm right.
Tums festival.
Is it shocking to you that in this Amir movie, that is the prototype for Samurai Cop?
Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival.
Obsession with Tums.
There is not a single reference to Tums in Samurai Cop.
He does not say it's like a Tum festival in my stomach.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
There's multiple references to Tums by Cameron Mitchell in Hollywood Cop. It's a Tums festival, goddammit.
I am so right, it's painful.
Tums festival. Tums festival. Tums festival. Tums festival.
It's a Tums festival.
Now, Jay, lean forward into your microphone and say, wrong.
Wrong.
Through the dinner. You got any Tums? I need some goddamn Tums.
Well, now, gentlemen, I think we both can move on from the Tums question.
No!
Now, I'd like to move on to the economy.
Are you gonna help me? Thank you.
Our first major sequence after Turk and Jaguar meet Mom.
Well, we have to mention that we're not really introduced to Jaguar.
Hey, Turkey, come get your hot dog.
Hey, is that thing still hot?
Yeah.
He's just in the scene all of a sudden.
Yeah.
3 days in a row I came here, and every day I come here, they tell me nothing. I want my child.
All right, calm down now. Look, you made the report. You got to give the police some time. They'll find him.
What was the officer's name you reported it to?
I don't know, some guy named Officer Maxwell.
Max? Oh, shit.
So they agree to help the lady and they say, look, tell me all about your kidnapped son at Arby's.
Well, they say, let's go discuss this over a cup of coffee. And this is the scene in the cop movie where you have them at like a diner, only they're just at Arby's.
They couldn't get a diner.
Look, any other restaurant would have been too cheerful for a talk about your kidnapped son.
It's true.
You have to go to Arby's.
And I don't know how Amir got access to an Arby's. Maybe he knew the manager, the owner.
I think he worked there.
Oh, he was the guy who ran the fryer.
Yeah, he was the fry cook at Arby's.
But he's getting all the mileage out of Arby's because he has them framed in the left side, and you can see the registers and people ordering.
Yeah.
He's like, we're shooting in this Arby's.
Maybe it's similar to Pepsi because he constantly has Pepsi in the foreground of shots. Mm-hmm. So maybe he thought, I'll film it in Arby's, and then afterwards, retroactively, Arby's will give me some money.
Right.
And I think he had the same thought about Pepsi.
There's a lot of Pepsi in this film.
The strangest one, do you remember the Pepsi pyramid in the cat house?
But who's going to buy a warm Pepsi from the Pepsi pyramid at the front counter?
They're just for display. They have the cold ones in a fridge under the counter. See, Jay does not know his Amir Shirvan lore.
No, he thinks the Tum Festival line was in this movie.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
We have a schematic of the cat house. There's a cutaway poster of the cat house. It's like in the Amir Shirvan
It's like one of
tome.
those Star Trek technical manuals for Hollywood Cop.
Yep, they have the bell there, and
yeah.
the red book, which is under the counter.
Yes,
that has these super top secret clients, and they show the little fridge where they keep the Pepsi.
Okay.
It's not on camera. You'd only know it by reading all the books.
All right. It's in the expanded universe.
It's in the expanded universe.
Okay.
It's in one of the novels. Hollywood Cop 2, keeping it warm.
That would be Samurai Cop 2, if they didn't make Samurai Cop 2 and it didn't suck.
You know something? Huh. She told me that Joe Fresno had a cousin who was a championship wrestler.
And I don't remember how it comes up, but they say Joe Fresno's address can be found via Sampson, who is a wrestler, who now owns a bar/club that has nude female oil wrestling.
And the idea of going there, they all decide to do a toast.
Let's go look for him. Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah. Here's to finding my boy.
We're cheersing to find Samson.
Way to bring us all down, lady. Jesus Christ.
To female mud wrestling. And then they're,
it's incredibly awkward.
To finding my son before he's murdered. And then it's like a real awkward silence.
Don't let these pretty women fool you. They're pretty tough.
I'll wrap them around my
You want to put some money on it? I'll get you in the ring. I'll show you what it's all about.
So they go to the club, they get the address, and then even though this woman just wants her kid back, Jaguar decides to oil wrestle?
You got a $20 bet?
Hey, I got 20 bucks.
Wait a minute. No.
We got business to take care
Hey, we gotta come off in a second.
That's right.
Give me a break.
I know we're looking for this kid, but
You know what would have made more sense in a movie style? I don't trust you guys, but if you beat these ladies in mud wrestling, then I'll give you
there
the
you
address.
go.
Yeah.
You just take those little pieces and you move them around, and then this scene doesn't seem like
nonsense.
They're wasting fucking time.
This movie needed to take some time to show us that man's taint.
Please never say that again. Yeah, that's another Amir Shirvan staple is male taint.
Male taint. There's less of it in this than Samurai Cop.
This finds a way to squeeze it in, no pun intended.
Well, the scene ends after he sexually assaults these women by
he rips
ripping their tops off and looking right at the camera and looking like a psychopath.
Yeah, he looks like Bill Cosby.
At least you could tell the difference between them. Because in this movie, apparently black people all look alike, even to other black people.
It looks familiar. The dude we busted a month ago for cocaine! Cocaine? Yeah! I'm Prince of Africa. Get up! Ah!
What? Can we analyze this and figure out if that made any sense?
I think the joke was they thought they mistook him for someone else.
I think that's another racist joke.
Yeah, he's like, we busted him for cocaine, and then he goes, no, I am the Prince of Africa, and then he flipped out and goes, I'm sorry, Your Highness. And
yeah, I guess that's what happened.
so I think the
joke is that all black guys look like criminals?
I don't really get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird racist stuff in this movie.
Yes, what can I do for you, sir?
Well, I just joined the club last week, and I came by today to pick up my membership. And I thought I'd bring a guest with me.
He's a very rich man. He's saving all his welfare checks for years now.
He's being racist in a racist voice.
That was like two different types of racism at the very same time.
Because the Chinese man was like, I know what you're talking about.
It was like the s'mores of racism.
So after the oil wrestling, then they go to Joe Fresno's house, which is Amir Shervan's equivalent of the Playboy Mansion. In his mind, he envisioned the Playboy Mansion, but in reality, it's just some guy's backyard.
And then Joe Fresno says, wait, I have the bag of money. Let's go do the trade-off.
It's Stevie. They took him, they kidnapped him, now they're holding for the money. For the money that you took from them!
But first, for no reason, they allow Joe Fresno to have a touching moment with his son in the room.
Oh, yeah.
The exchange.
No, I hate you. You left Mom and me.
I'll explain everything later. Right now, let's just get out of here.
Not with you. I'd rather die right here than go with you.
Where the kid says he'd rather be dead, which is the best moment in the entire film.
Son, I'm sick. I've been sick for quite some time. I have blood cancer.
Why didn't you come see me? I'm only 6. You didn't come see me ever.
Kid, someday you'll understand about bimbos. I made the right choice.
When you got the blood cancer and you don't have much time left, you'd rather spend it with bimbos than your own son. Trust me, you'll understand. And Joe Fresno eventually gets shot.
It's fake! Get him!
his blood cancer is coming out of his mouth.
Actually, he bled out all of his cancer blood.
No.
So he's
gonna be okay now.
All right.
But he'll die from this bullet wound. So.
Yeah, after all this, he just gets shot in the back. Jesus! And that kid never walked again.
He broke my arm! Should the kid have been the only one to know where the money was because the dad told him?
Oh, don't even try. Don't even try to fix the plot. The very basic construction of scenes is what eludes Amir Shervan, and that's why we love him.
Yes.
And that's why we love his films, because they feel like they're made by an alien. But not just...
Who has seen Lethal Weapon once several years ago and can only kind of remember it. Yeah.
Through like a space telescope.
Yeah.
And it's like all distorted and convoluted.
It's a wonderful combination for us. Didn't do him much good.
No.
He died in disgrace.
He died in disgrace. Penniless, ashamed of his life's work.
They actually found him. Not many people know this, but the rundown trailer that's in the dump of a house at the end of the movie, that's where they found Amir Shervan's body.
Oh. Is that true?
Really?
No.
Oh, it sounded really true.
Here's the thing, that sounded so believable. He lost it all making shitty Lethal Weapon knockoff movies.
My only thought was, how do you hang yourself in such a small trailer? Is there enough room?
He had to actually cut like a hole in the floor of the trailer so he could hang far enough.
I don't know where this came from.
I don't know how we ended up with this copy of the movie or how we ended up seeing it.
This was in a store, like, to rent.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine someone renting this? And watching it and being like, oh my God.
There's a couple aspects about this movie that kind of make it interesting. Like, because it's not as funny as Samurai Cop, of course. Nothing is. But, like, the kid's relationship with the dog is so fucking weird.
But wait a minute. I have to see what those bad guys are doing.
That, like, Amir Shervan thought that was a good idea.
I thought it was a good idea. It's the best part of the movie.
Sure, but it's so dumb. It's like something a little kid would come up with.
It's weird and it keeps your attention. And I think you said one time, like the best B movies, like keep changing how bad they are as you go. And this falls in line with a good bad B movie. It's not one of the best.
No.
But there's so many, like the weird like shootout where the guy has the sword and he decapitates the guy and then...
And it has Cameron Mitchell as the grumpy police chief.
Every day ends with a Tums festival.
It's a rough draft before Samurai Cop.
Yes.
And so for that alone, it's worth watching.
It's more coherent story-wise, though, than Samurai Cop.
Yes?
Yes?
Yes.
It's hard to say. Although now in my brain, I see Samurai Cop on glorious Blu-ray.
That's true. It's different now.
And this is
super compressed DVD that looks like a VHS transfer.
Yeah, it's not good quality. But yes, Hollywood Cop. A quality bad B-movie night film for you and your friends to enjoy. Just not with us.
We've already seen it.
And we don't want to hang out with you and your friends, ever. Thanks for watching!
I'm gonna look up Tums Festival.
Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Every day ends with a Tums festival.